Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is it a haul? A collective haul, a collection of hauls, a bunch of gifts in a haul. It's kind of a combination of everything that I purchased for myself in late December as Merry Christmas to me, and fragrances that were gifted to me, as well as fragrances that I purchased for myself in this January, my birthday month. My birthday is January 17th. So happy birthday to me. I am 47 years young or old, depending on how you look at it, and am blessed to see another year. Very grateful. And I purchased some fragrances for myself, as well as some other items like makeup and so forth. Yeah, what can I say? I like to indulge. So I have probably way too many fragrances to share with you all today. 25 total, I think. We're gonna go through them quickly. I just wanna share with you what I got. There are a lot of beauties, and there were a couple of no's in here that I wanna share with you too. So let's get to it. I'll start with one that most people are very familiar with. I had a travel spray of it, and I'm glad to have a full bottle gifted to me by a generous family member. It's Valentino, born in Roma. This is fruity. This is a little floral. There's a lot of jasmine in the middle, 3 different kinds of jasmine, in fact. And then you have vanilla in the base and woodiness. But it starts off and has throughout a lot of the life of this a black currant note that to me comes across syrupy sweet in a way that I really enjoy. I find this to be a highly feminine fragrance, one that makes me feel womanly and pretty and fluffy and cute. I just feel cute when I wear this. What can I say? Born in Roma, it's been criticized for being a little basic and smelling generic, you know, and smelling very designer and whatever. And maybe all of that is true, but I just know that I really enjoy it and think it's a beautiful fragrance. Next, we have another designer fragrance that I've been wanting to get my hands on. I have the Eau de Parfum concentration. This is the Eau de Toilette concentration of Versace Crystal Noir. It's a little powdery, it's a little woody, it has some violet in it and some florals, and it's kind of a little bit musky, also very slightly musky. This is like what I call a boyfriend fragrance, a second skin kind of fragrance. It's very comforting. It smells a little bit like a clean gentleman fresh out of the shower, mixed with the scent you would get off of a man's skin if he's been working outdoors. Not the stinky kind, the nice kind. If you mix those two together, you might get something like this. And yet it's also soft enough to be worn by me. I can wear a couple of rough fragrances, you guys, if you look back through my videos, but it's a very pleasant, clean yet skin-like smell that's kind of hard to describe. The EDP version, the main difference I would say is that that has a bit of a coconut accord to it, whereas this does not have that. So glad to have this in the collection. Then we have 2 additions to the C Armani family. I have C Intense and I have C Fiori. Both of those are just gorgeous. And so I was gifted the original C and C Passione. So this is the EDP, the Eau de Parfum, not the Eau de Toilette. Like I said, I have the intense version of this. I have always been intrigued by this. I've smelled it on other people. By the way, love the intense. It is just amazing, a divine fragrance. What I love about this fragrance is that it's fruity and it's sweet and it's got some vanilla to it, but the part that I like about this fragrance the most is that it has this, to me, like a mysterious woodiness to it that I find intoxicating on the scent trail. So when other people wear this, I find myself chasing after them and asking what they're wearing. And I know it's something designer and something cool. It's usually this. And then with C Passione, a lot of people have compared this. Well, first of all, people think it's basic and boring. Okay, people have compared it to shampoo. And I get that. I think of like those shampoos that have a lot of fruity notes in them, because this to me is like a juicy, fruity, floral fragrance. It does have like a clean thing going on, like the background of this is clean with some fruits and some florals on top. But I find that the fruitiness part of this is maybe like juicier, if I can't find another word to describe it than the one in C, which is maybe a little bit softer on the fruit. So both of these are delightful. This is one that I really wanted to work out for me because I like weird fragrances. I do. Like, the stranger it is, the more I want to sniff it. I'm attracted to it. I want to figure it out. I want to see if I can conquer it and love it. Weird thing, but it's Gucci Rush. This fragrance reminds me quite a lot of Lulu by Cacharel, which has its beauty. And so Gucci Rush, I think, also has its beauty, but it's not a beauty that I want on my skin. I was hoping that this would be an intoxicating, peachy, patchouli fragrance. And I tell you what I got out of it is plastic. Just a lot of plastic, like grocery bag, fresh when you open that bag up, and baby doll head all together. Like the plastic bag and baby doll head smushed into a plasticky fragrance. And I found that overwhelming and unpleasant. And by the way, no one around me liked it either. When I spray stuff on in this house, people do not hesitate to say, you smell really nice. What are you wearing? You smell beautiful. You smell pretty. You smell whatever. They also don't hesitate to tell me if I stink. And pretty much they will tell it just like that. You stink. That's horrible. What do you have on? Please go wash yourself, mom, or go scrub it off or whatever. So Gucci Rush is up for sale. Next, I have 2 Tom Ford fragrances gifted to me very generously by my sister. One is Jasmine Rouge, which is what I think I was hoping L'Interdit Rouge would smell like. I smelled that one from Givenchy, and I didn't dislike it, but there was something about it that was just not vibing with me, so I left it on the shelf. I may still revisit it. That happens with fragrance sometimes, you all, and don't be afraid to do that. There might be fragrances that you, on first sniff or second sniff or even third, you're like, I'm not sure about that one, and you leave it alone, and then you come back to it later and you fall in love. And vice versa. You might have a really great first or second impression of a fragrance, and as you wear it more, you just decide, I don't think this is for me. Nothing wrong with that, you guys. That's part of enjoying fragrances. They can be mysterious that way. They can be alluring or repulsive depending on the kind of mood you're in, the weather you're having, and so forth. So anyway, Jasmine Rouge I think is very pretty. It's jasmine and it's some kitchen spices. I think there's cinnamon and let's see here. There's ginger and there's cardamom in it as well, and vanilla and a little bit of leather, but I get like just a beautiful, fresh, spicy jasmine that's fun to wear. Then there's Cafe Rose, which I wish lasted a lot longer. I get decent performance out of this, but I wish it was one that like went into the evening hours. We'll see how it performs in the spring. But this is, and I talked about this in my oud and incense video that was posted a few weeks ago. It's coffee and it's a lot of different kinds of roses and it's incense and it's beautiful. I really enjoy this. I think it is a super sophisticated fragrance for an evening on the town. In fact, we're going out to a nice dinner tonight. I wish I had worn this. I have on Rouge Modernity, the purple bottle. Here's a picture and it's really nice too. But this is a beautiful cold weather evening fragrance and I'm gonna wear it in the spring as well. Very nice. Then I have a gift that I've been wanting for a while, not because I think the perfume is going to be the best performer, but because I do enjoy the line of this, the whole line of fragrances. It's Gucci's Gorgeous Gardenia from their Flora line, and it's an eau de toilette concentration. I asked for a small bottle as the gift, and I'm glad that I have this. It is a gardenia scent. I did spray a little here. I also get some almost like candy, like bubblegum, and clean notes mixed together. It's light. It doesn't have tremendous substance or texture. I can't imagine that this will last long. And the ones that I have tested from this line aren't the longest lasting, which is why I don't think I want a really big bottle. But for days when you just want something light and simple and floral and pretty, this might be a good one. Then I got a hold of La Belle's grown-up sister, La Belle Le Parfum Intense. This is pear, tonka, and vanilla, but there's more going on in here than what's listed. I get, I hate these little things. I get, if I didn't know any better, I would say that this has some patchouli in it and some amber And I smell something else like cinnamon or one of those kinds of kitchen spices that give it a little bit of kick, like maybe even ginger if I dare, but more cinnamon than ginger. So there's more happening in here than what we see online. And this is a really deep version of La Belle. Like it's amped up and deepened and a bit more sophisticated, maybe like the evening version if you think of La Belle as like a daytime version. You know, I wear whatever I want whenever I feel like wearing it to wherever I want to wear it. But I really like these little bottles. They're super cute. She's got a lot of booty on her. Look at her. She's been working out. She's been doing those glute exercises. Okay, this next fragrance is one of those affordable Middle Eastern fragrances that's kind of polarizing. Some people love it and some others completely hate it. One person called it a grandpa fragrance, so I was a little scared to grab it. In fact, I was on the fence. I had it in the cart, out of the cart, in the cart, and I finally pulled the trigger. It was like $20-something. So I was like, if I don't like it, you know, we can pass it along. I have to blame Tammy O, and I think her channel is called Tammy Central. Check out Tammy. She's adorable, so fun to watch. She does these skits where she has the perfume bottles talking to each other, and it's hilarious. Anyway, it's Maj Al Sultan by Asdaf. The bottle has this brown velvet on it, which gives me like 1970s. You remember the commercials for the Poconos and Mount Airy Lush? It's giving me that vibe. And it has like a gold-ish plating thing. Oh my God, it's a sticker. I just totally dented in on it. So it's not a plate, it's a sticker. Sorry, sticker. And this faux leather cap. So the bottle's something else. This is a little bit grandpa in one sense. And in another sense, it's super sexy, sultry, and mysterious. I haven't worn this. I gave it to my husband because it is rather masculine. I would wear this. It would be one that I would have to wear on a super cold day when I'm gonna be out, and I'm talking about like close to 0-degree temperatures because it's a pretty strong fragrance. It smells fairly amazing on my husband. He put this on one day and he was walking around and I was following him going, what are you wearing? That smells so sexy. And it was this for $20-something. You get myrrh and incense. In fact, I should have probably put this in my oud and incense video. Myrrh, incense. There's something else happening in here. It's tobacco. There's a tobacco thing happening in here. Tobacco accord, tobacco notes. It's a little bit smoky. This is really a cool fragrance, masculine leaning. Tammy wears it and she says it smells great on her, and so I'm picturing this beautiful woman that Tammy is with this sultry, sexy, tobacco, smoky, spicy fragrance on her, just wowing people and having people follow her around. Next is Gucci Guilty Absolute Parfum. I blame this on Nisha from Spicy Looks and on C from C Chronicles. Both of them raved about this. I really enjoy this. This is fruity, but also woody at the same time. It has, to me, a lot of pepper and patchouli in it. So it's an interesting combination that I find to be elegant. It's not like your typical sweet, feminine, girly kind of fragrance. The woodiness and the patchouli in this amp it up and give it some sophistication. And I really like the color of this bottle, which isn't coming up on camera, but it's like this berry color, pinky berry color. Really, really nice fragrance, and it's a hit in this house. So a few months ago, I ordered Coffee Addict from Theodoros Kalotinis. He is a Greek perfumer, and I really love Coffee Addict. I ended up purchasing a sample pack as well and tried them all out. They were all beautiful, and I hemmed and hawed about what to get. And I finally picked up two from the line, and they are both beyond. They exceeded my expectations, and I'm really glad that I learned about this perfumer. I'm not in love with the entire line of fragrances, but there are some real gems in the house, and I would encourage you to go explore. One is Tobacco Maniac, which is one that I sprayed on paper and it was okay, but it wasn't until I tried it on skin that I was like, oh wow, this is a gem. It's tobacco and it's honey and it's vanilla, and it's amazing. It's just this really rich, opulent, Do you ever, you know how you put honey in a hot cup of tea and the honey starts to dissolve and the smell of the honey wafts up to your nose? That is the honey smell that I get out of this, with this rich, wet, luscious tobacco scent and the vanilla. This is just a powerhouse. More tobacco and honey than vanilla, but the vanilla helps this out. Beautiful fragrance, really blossoms on skin and is a tremendous performer. Then I also purchased, this is a stunner. Come in close, huddle. Get yourself a bottle of this if you like sandalwood. It's Santal wood. So Chris at the Perfume Nest did a review on this and said that her coworker was following her around or something like that and said that it smelled really beautiful. And she wasn't wrong. When I purchased this, and this is what I call a sleeper fragrance. You put it on, it smells great. You go on about your day. You think you can't smell it anymore. You think it has died down. And then multiple people are coming up around you, asking what you're wearing, saying you smell beautiful. So I had this on. When I first put this on, it got compliments in this house. I work from home, you guys, so it's not like I'm out in public with a lot of people following me around. So yes, that happened. And then the day went on and it was like dinner time-ish, maybe 6, 7 o'clock. And I'm walking around the kitchen. I'm on the other side of the kitchen. I'm a good like 15, 20 feet away from my husband. And he's still like, what? To remind me again what you're wearing? That smells so good. When I thought that it had faded. It had not. It was still going strong and still projecting pretty far. So what I get from this is like, when I say pencil shavings, you get that a lot. People talk about, oh, something smells like pencil shavings, but in the best way possible, like the richest, freshest, most delicious pencil shaving. It also has like a hint of leather in there. There's some kind of liquor note in here as well. It's so good. It's so good. So then let's talk about a fragrance that I had the hair mist of. Husband just loves it. I mean, anytime I spray that in my hair, he is following me around like a puppy. I finally decided to spring for the fragrance. And I say spring, but it's a pretty affordable fragrance. This is one I purchased for myself. And it's Toca Florence. I love these bottles. I think they're so super cute. It's really nice if you have the whole set of them or something like that on your vanity. It looks really pretty. But people, my people, listen to me. This is your typical like tuberose, gardenia fragrance that people that are fragrance connoisseurs would probably say is basic. It smells synthetic. It smells screechy. But I'm gonna tell you what, this drives men bananas. Ladies, you know, you don't have to go out and spend $500 on a fragrance to impress your guy. Get yourself a little Florence from Toca. They'll be none the wiser for the cost. And there's something about this that is like an aphrodisiac for men, in this case, my husband. But every time I have worn the hair mist out, because I've had it for a long time, even at work, I would have other gentlemen when I worked in an office come up and tell me that I smelled really, really wonderful. There's something intoxicating about this to gentlemen. So get your hands on this. Then I finally found on sale a fragrance that I have been lusting after for a long time. I got a decant of this from my friend Richard Keycott. Do check out his channel. He is a blast to watch and just has the most interesting taste in fragrances. Such a wide variety of interests in fragrance. And it is SHAMAL from Nobile 1942. And I usually don't show boxes, or I stopped showing boxes a long time ago because I figured it was probably a little cheesy to do that. But I really like this packaging. It comes in either leather or faux leather. I don't know what it is and I don't care, but I think it's so cool with the SHAMAL stamped into it. The bottle looks like this. It's this dark, deep, midnight blue bottle. And it's supposed to mimic what it smells like in the desert night air. I can't say that I get that out of this, but it is like an incense plus like a really strong, soapy, shampoo-y kind of smell. If you take, you know how you step into a bathroom as someone has stepped out of the shower and that's that fresh in the air, beautiful, soapy, clean smell. It's really strong. And maybe it's a cleanser that is designed for gentlemen. That plus incense plus, and hear me out because this is weird, this smells to me like the herbs that are in the seasoning we use in the Caribbean called recaito. Here's a picture. Listen, if you know, you know. It's this green herbaceous concoction that you put into soups and stews and beans and things like that to amp up the flavor. It's all of those things combined, and I really like this. This is not a safe blind buy. Don't go run out and buy this. You might not like it, but I just adore this. So thanks, Richard, for this recommendation. Smells really good on me, and it smells really great on my husband. I did go on and get myself a bottle of Soleil Neige from Tom Ford. I talked about this in my winter light hitters video. I had a travel spray and just adore this. In fact, wish I had gotten the 3.4 ounce now that I have it. I love it. My husband loves this. This is citrus and white flowers sitting on a bed of vanilla with a hint of powder. There's something really clean and fresh about this that's great for all year round, but particularly beautiful here in the wintertime. Love. I got D-Locks from Tiziana Terenzi a bit back because I was into the whole coffee thing at the time and decided to get that one because it's such a beautiful, sophisticated smell. Love it, but was still thinking about either Arabian's Tonka or Intense Cafe. They were still on my mind. And I decided to get Ristretto Intense Cafe from Montale. This is that stupid tassel. I hate these things. Just smacked me in the face. Ugh. This, yeah, it's a deep, dark coffee smell with rose, and there's, I think, a muskiness to it as well. And I like it. I don't know that I love it. I'm going to keep playing with this. I don't dislike it at all. It's definitely a strong like. I'm not sure if it's in the love category, but you definitely get some coffee. If you want a coffee fragrance, you may want to try this one. Then I heard two beautiful ladies here on YouTube talking about this next fragrance, Charlotte at Charlotte Ross and Paula at Paula Bianca. It is Tubereuse Mystique from Bulgari. Love this bottle. It's like this deep midnight blue bottle. I love tuberose fragrances. And you know, tuberose is one of those notes people either are into it or they're not. They just don't get along with it. I get along with it. I love it. Let me tell you, Charlotte and Paula, thank you. Y'all did not lead me astray. This is beautiful. Beautiful. It's this gorgeous, creamy tuberose. It's creamy. It's so rich and creamy. It's like a lotion consistency to my nose. So if fragrance has a texture, this is like an emollient, creamy kind of formula. It's not, it's a perfume, but in terms of how it like feels to my nose with this deep tuberose in there. This is another one that has my husband just chasing me around, asking me what I'm wearing. He just loves this, and I do too. I think it is super beautiful. Then I took a chance on a blind buy that I'm not sure is going to work out for me. We're going to see because Veronica's going to try it out. I can say that I don't dislike it, and it is Jasmine Yucatan by DS and Durga. We traveled to the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico quite a bit to vacation. Love it down there, all up and down the Mayan Riviera area. And so I thought that this would remind me of that. So it's jasmine, and it has some green notes in here. It also reminds me of rice. It has like that powdery smell from rice when you first open a bag that has that coating on it. It gives me that whole thing going on. That's the part that I'm just like, I'm not really sure about that. But the greenness of this, it's supposed to be aquatic, ozonic, clean smelling, floral. Yes, I do get that. I think, oops, just lost the cap, but I think I'm gonna wait and try this out when it gets warmer and see how it performs in the heat before I make a final determination. As of now, it's a like, not a dislike, but not what I was hoping it would be. Then Fragrance by CA was having its Boxing Day sale, and I took advantage and racked up on some Nishane fragrances that I've been looking at. By the way, can we solve a debate? I saw somewhere that you're supposed to pronounce it Nishane without the E on the end. Nishane. Is it Nishane or Nishane? Because you know what happens here on YouTube. We hear one person pronouncing it one way, and then there's a domino effect where everybody's saying it the same way. I don't know, but I got 4 fragrances from them and they are all winners. I'll start off with WULONG CHA, and I got interested in this from hearing Maggie at Total Fashion Sense talk about it. It's a beautiful, light and bright and comfortable and comforting citrusy tea fragrance that is going to be really lovely here, both in winter and as it warms up. Then we all know about Ani, which is a spicy vanilla. Really, really pretty fragrance. I have dupes of this and got a sample of this from, or decant rather, from Yulia at scentsiblings.ca. She loves this. Really pretty fragrance. I picked up Tubereuse, and it's a tuberose fragrance. Surprise! It smells a lot to me like Michael from Michael Kors, the original, not the newer formulation, which is very similar to the original, by the way, but it smells like that beautiful, really sort of creamy tuberose with some sharp edges in all the right ways from the late 90s, early 2000s. Maybe was it 2001 that came out? 2000, 2001, somewhere in there. But anyway, this is a gorgeous fragrance. And then I got a decant of 100 Silent Ways from Chris at the Perfume Nest and got interested in this. Now, the time that I tested it, it didn't seem to last long on me. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just that I got anosmic to it or what, but it lasts long on me now. The bottle is performing well, and it's a really beautiful, sweet, floral, delicious fragrance. I really like this a lot. It was also gifted by Chris at the Perfume Nest. Thank you so much. So sweet. She passed along to me Bourbon Vanilla. I don't know how to say the name. Mistral or Mistral? Mistral is what I'm going to go with. This is an eau de parfum concentration. I think this is amazing. I wore this. My husband has worn this. I think she sent it along for Darren, but Chris, I used it too. It's woody, it's liquor-y, boozy, I guess is what we would call it. It's spicy and it has vanilla. And it is just, it's got a little bit of like a magic touch to it. There's something about the wood and the spice together that is really intoxicating about this. So thank you so much. I also purchased a little bottle of Trésor from Lancôme. I remember this fragrance smelling very different back in the day. I don't know if it was the bottle I got or what, but I can't do this fragrance. It smells very just artificial and strange on me, almost like a cousin of the Gucci Rush. There was something very plastic about it to me on my skin, and that is not what I remember from this fragrance at all. I didn't get any of the peach goodness that everyone else talks about, and so that one has already found a new happy home. And finally, have you ever watched the Thanksgiving Day Macy's parade and the grand finale is what? It's Santa Claus on his sleigh with all his reindeer and his gifts. Well, I am bringing up this combined haul gift video thing with my prized possession, one that I purchased for myself, and I have been watching and waiting for it to go on deep discount. And I finally found it. It was like a unicorn for me. I blame this one on Terry at Perfume Lover 80 and Giselle at GB Fragrances. The beautiful Bond No. 9 Tribeca. So look, if you've been watching me for a while, you know that I like to give different fragrances a chance. And I like a wide variety of fragrances. So for me to tell you that something is exquisite and stole my heart, I hope carries some weight for you. This is, bar none, one of the most gorgeous, intoxicating fragrances that I have laid my nose on. Do you lay your nose on something that I have sniffed? I get mostly cacao, like chocolatey, deep chocolatey, hazelnut, caramel, creamy amazingness. I don't know. I think if I reincarnate as a fragrance, it may be this one. You know, Still by Jennifer Lopez will probably always be my #1 gal signature scent, but this would be the one that I would pull out for special occasions if I could only keep 2 for the rest of life. And I love the neighborhood of Tribeca in New York, so to me this is a slam dunk. That was my combined haul, gift, present, Christmas, birthday, perfume extravaganza. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have any of these, and if so, what you think. Thanks for hanging. I know it was a long one. Take care, friends.